When Daniel Hartwell agreed to a blind date arranged by his assistant, he thought it would be a simple evening dinner, polite conversation, maybe a second meeting, if sparks flew. At 39, Daniel was used to having his life in perfect order. As a successful business consultant and single father to a lively 5-year-old girl named Lily, he planned everything down to the minute. What he didn't plan for was the young woman who approached his table that evening. She wasn't who he expected. The woman standing before him looked nervous, clutching a worn purse, dressed in a faded blue dress that had clearly seen better days. "Are you Daniel Hartwell?" she asked softly. Daniel nodded, puzzled. "I am, and you must be Catherine Morrison." Her cheeks flushed pink. "I'm actually her sister, Emma. Catherine couldn't make it tonight, so she sent me instead." For a moment, Daniel just stared, trying to make sense of it. "She sent you to her date." Emma looked mortified. "She had a client emergency and didn't want to cancel at the last minute. I thought it would be rude to leave you waiting." Daniel smiled gently and motioned for her to sit. "Then please, don't leave me eating alone. Let's just talk." She hesitated but finally sat down, perching on the edge of the chair as if she might bolt any second. When Daniel asked about her life, she told him she worked at a daycare center downtown. "Nothing fancy," she said, "but I love it. The kids are pure magic, honest, hopeful, and full of imagination. They remind me that joy can exist even when life is tough." For the first time that night, her eyes sparkled. Daniel found himself smiling. "I have a daughter, Lily. She's 5, probably convincing her babysitter right now that bedtime is optional." Emma laughed softly. "That's such a fun age. They still believe in magic." As they talked about children, life, and little moments that mattered, Daniel realized he'd forgotten all about the date he was supposed to have. Emma wasn't polished or practiced. She was real, but curiosity got the better of him. "Emma, tell me the truth," he said. "Why did your sister really send you here?" Emma hesitated, twisting a simple silver ring on her finger. "Because she saw your photo and panicked. Catherine gets nervous around men she thinks are too successful. She figured if I met you first and told her what to expect, she'd feel less intimidated." Daniel blinked, stunned. "So you're her practice date?" Emma gave a small, embarrassed laugh. "Something like that. Catherine helped pay for my classes a few years ago, so I owed her a favor. Besides, it's not like I had exciting plans tonight." Daniel studied her, feeling a strange mix of admiration and disbelief. This woman had walked into an awkward situation out of loyalty and handled it with grace. "Emma," he said quietly, "what if I told you I don't want to meet Catherine anymore?" Her head snapped up. "What? But she's everything you'd want. Successful, confident." Daniel interrupted gently. "According to who? You've spent the evening talking about kindness, hope, and the beauty of small things. That's what I value, not business dinners and charity galas." Emma shook her head, overwhelmed. "Mr. Hartwell, I think you're mistaken. I live in a tiny apartment. I drive an old car that barely works." "I'm not Emma," he said softly. "What I want is someone genuine, someone who shows up even when it's uncomfortable, someone who believes a child's favorite crayon can make the world brighter." Her eyes shimmered with disbelief. "You can't mean that." "I do," he said. "How about you, me, and Lily visit the Children's Museum this weekend? No expectations, just time spent together." That moment changed everything. In the months that followed, Daniel and Emma's friendship blossomed into something beautiful. She became a constant presence in Lily's life, the kind of warmth and patience every child deserves. And Daniel, for the first time, felt his world slowing down in the best way possible. Emma encouraged him to savor life's small joys, pancake breakfasts, bedtime stories, laughter that didn't come from success but from connection. With his support, she returned to school to finish her degree, dreaming of opening a preschool for working families. 6 months later, Daniel proposed during one of Lily's elaborate tea parties, complete with stuffed animals as guests and a yellow crayon standing in for the ring. When Catherine finally met Daniel at their engagement party, she admitted she'd lied about her business meeting. "I was too nervous to meet you," she said with a sheepish smile. "I never thought you'd fall for my sister." Daniel just smiled, watching Emma laugh with Lily across the room. "Neither did I," he said. "But sometimes, life's most beautiful surprises come when you least expect them." And that night, at Whispers of Kindness, we're reminded, love doesn't always arrive in polished packages. Sometimes, it walks in wearing a faded blue dress, carrying a heart full of warmth, and a story waiting to be cherished.